Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 8th, 2018, and it's the afternoon here. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, unconfiscatable. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. All right, you strong hand people out there. Did you watch yesterday's show that was on around this same time with Simon Dixon? Oh my God, check out disruptmeister.com, my archives. Yesterday's Simon Dixon show was legendary. Oh yeah, pounding that like button. So pound that like button. Check out disruptmeister.com. Check out techbalt.com. Follow me at techbalt on Twitter, TECHBALT. And of course, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. New York time. That is 4 p.m. in London, 5 p.m. in Spain. Tomorrow, Friday, This Week in Bitcoin, Ansel Lindner is going to be on. Ken Bozak is going to be on. And of course, Money Triggs will be joining us. That's why I said Spain. All right, because he's in Spain. And I'm not fixing this lighting. I mean, I can play these games with the light. I don't care which one you prefer. I prefer this one. All right. Because this is not fancy sets or graphics here. No, we're just going hardcore. And trust me, this show today is hardcore because I haven't had any time to prepare. And so it is just going to be coming from the heart, me reading all these notes. We'll see how it turns out. Now, this is not a waste of your time watching this show. You get all sorts of insider info here. But the great Arjun points out a running list of debates that have been beaten to death on crypto Twitter over the last few months. No one is changing their mind, and most of these and very little progress is being made. People aren't changing their mind on most of these, and very little progress is making. And I'm going to read you some of these. This is a whole big thread he has. All these topics. If you ever get into a Twitter conversation with someone about these topics, they're trying to waste your time, okay? It's just not going to get settled. Don't waste your time getting into debates or like even watching hours of videos about these debates because it's just noise at this point, okay? You've got your opinion. They've got their opinion. No one's changing their mind about these things. Guys that want to engage you in this type of stuff want to waste your time. And some people are like totally malicious. They want to trick you. They want to make you have a weak hand and you'll lose your Bitcoin because all these topics create fear and uncertainty and doubt also. So again, this is, you only have so many waking hours during the day. You gotta be able to avoid some things, even on Twitter here. So, okay, he says what are the ones here? Holding Bitcoin is the same as using Bitcoin. Are private cryptocurrencies a threat to Bitcoin? Does interoperability matter? Big blocks versus small blocks. Can you measure decentralization? Are side chains a threat to Bitcoin? Okay, all those topics, they're interesting. You learn about them once, that's it. People are going to try to engage you in debates. No, you're not a real user of Bitcoin because you're a holder of Bitcoin. Okay, dude, you can me, all right? I got a strong hand. That's it. I'm not going to get in a debate with you if I'm using it or not using it. I have it's a newfangled savings account. That's just one example of how you can waste your time. So I'm not even going to talk about it anymore, but it's an interesting thread. It kind of makes you smile if you're familiar with crypto Twitter. It makes you smile if you're familiar with crypto Twitter, because it's all the topics that get thrown around again and again and again, and they're just use this FUD and distractions. Have a strong hand, people. Focus on the long term. Okay, so first of all, it looks like Bittrex is going to support the Bcash fork also. And I don't encourage people to leave their freaking Bcashes on exchanges, but some people are crazy and they do that, and they're going to split it for you on Bittrex, on Poloniex, and all that stuff. Control your own private key, people. But yeah, that's the news that's out there with Bittrex. But Poloniex has already a market out there where they will split your Bcash into Bcash SV and Bcash ABC, and you can see how much each one is worth theoretically. And right now, basically a Bcash SV is worth about 20% of a Bcash ABC. And Bcash ABC is Rocket Man Woo. Bcash SV is fake Satoshi. And King of the Trolls also supports ABC from what we're going to share in a second here on this. So right now, the two coins that don't exist yet, because there's only one Bcash right now, but if it splits into those two coins, they actually are adding up to less than a Bcash now. Now, again, this is all, they don't exist yet. This is all futures trading, basically, on Poloniex. I linked to it below, okay? Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. That is an important link to check out if you're curious about how much each one's going to be worth or what you want to do on Poloniex or whatever. But so we're talking about an SV worth like what, 0.82, and no, excuse me, ABC versus worth 0.82, worth 8% of a Bitcoin, and because we value our wealth in Bitcoin, and an SV worth 1% of a Bitcoin. So 8 plus 1 equals 9. It's a little over that. That's what Bcash is worth. Bcash is worth a little bit more than that. So that's where it stands right now. Who knows? Now, I think part of the reason it's not adding up right now is because they have a bunch of drama and insanity over there, okay? First of all, if you ever, here's a picture, speaking of Rocket Man Woo, there is a picture that got tweeted out by Gemini, by the Winklevi brothers. This is an amazing photo of Rocket Man Woo standing with the Winklevi. And I forgot who said this. I think it was Alistair Milne said this, or Whale Panda, I'm not sure. Whenever someone says Bitmain controls Bitcoin, please show them this photo. And it's the Winklevi. They're obviously in China talking to Rocket Man Woo. They are towering over this dude. They are both 6'5". And I mean, it's just quite a photo. You can interpret it any way you want to. It's just an amazing crypto photo. I mean, there's some obviously big personalities in this space. And to see them together and to see how much larger these guys are than him. So I don't know what what the Winklevi are there to talk about. No, Bitmain does not control Bitcoin. No one's saying that anymore anyway, if anyone ever tries to fud you with that. And Mr. Rocket Man Woo is trying all sorts of things apparently now to pump up Bcash. We're going to get that in a second. But there is a link to a tweet by Alistair Milne below. And I think I also linked to it in a Whale Panda tweet below. King of the Trolls has a video out. And the first 2 minutes are pretty interesting because he shares an email that was sent to him by fake Satoshi, where he is being threatened. I mean, this fake Satoshi is saying he's going to bring Bcash down to 0, basically, if he doesn't get his way. If King of the Trolls does not support him. Okay, he's willing to destroy Bcash. He's willing to destroy Bcash. This man who claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto, he's willing to destroy Bcash, which he, makes up this fib that Bcash is the real Bitcoin. We all know Bitcoin is real Bitcoin. So even in this video where King of the Trolls reads this insane email, I mean, it's insanity. It's disgraceful. This guy is supposed to be a professional businessman, fake Toshi, and he's writing a curse word filled threatening letter to King of the Trolls. And you don't have to like King of the Trolls, and you don't have to care about this whole Bcash thing. But it just shows you this guy is not Satoshi. It means the tone of this letter, but to be willing to bring it all down. And King of the Trolls says, maybe I was duped by this guy. He basically concludes, yeah, maybe you were duped. Maybe you don't know everything, because none of us know everything. Okay, it's an interesting video to check out. At least the first parts of it are, and yeah, and this. So if you've got the guy behind SV, fake Toshi, sending out threatening emails to destroy Bcash, I don't think that gives a lot of people confidence in this split. This is not like the Bcash Bitcoin split. There was no one threatening to bring down another one. I mean, there was this kind of language behind the main players was not going on then. And Bitcoin is not centralized, first of all, so there was no main player. There was no rep of the Bitcoin team, like there's a rep of the SV team, and there's a rep of the ABC team. Pound that freaking like button. I'm just making all this up as I go along. This is beautiful because I do this every single day on this channel. You check it out, baby. Over 1,100 of videos kind of like this at disruptmeister.com. Baby, I love Bitcoin. You know that. Pound that like button. Oh, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Oh, whoa! All right, so continue. Here is I also linked to a video about the volume of Bcash going up. Yeah, there's all sorts of people going crazy trying to get this darn thing because they think they're going to get two Bcashes. Who knows what the heck's going to happen? What I know is you got to have a darn strong hand, stronger than Ric Flair with 80 different women, baby. That's how strong your darn hand's got to be with the Bitcoin. Who cares what's going on the Bcash? Who cares what's going on the Ripple? But the Bcash thing, you know, it's interesting. Some of you are blowing your Bitcoin on that. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. If you still have Bcash laying over, which I might not have, you want the Bcash to go up in value because you want to get more Bitcoin in the end of the day. You know what? It's all cyclical. It'll go back up again. It'll go back down again. These mad, crazy dudes talking about it, cursing at each other. Yeah, it'll keep happening. Why people still fall for this fake Toshi dude is beyond my understanding. Beyond my understanding if you watch that video. I mean, what's his name? The bald guy in San Francisco. And I don't mean to make fun of bald guys. You know, it happens to everybody. The guy in SV in San Francisco, he went to Wash U also, like I did. I'll get to him. He actually said, I wonder if he's changed his mind yet about fake Toshi, if he still thinks he could be Satoshi. Well, I'm sorry I'm forgetting his name right now. I have it written down here later, I think. He's a dude in San Francisco. And he actually has a video out that also shows you not to move your freaking Bcash after the split because there could be all these issues. All right. What is his darn name? The one, Ryan X. Charles. It probably isn't even his real name, for God's sakes. I heard it's not even. Ryan X. Charles believed at one point that, yeah, Craig Wright could be part of this. He could be Satoshi. Yeah. I mean, and so Ryan X. Charles actually has a video linked to below where it's called "The Split Transaction Attack Will Poison Ignorant Wallets." So, okay, if you don't have the right wallet after this fork, you could get forked up the yin yang, like Ric Flair and but anyway. So pound that freaking right. But you know, Ric Flair, he was the man. He did it every way possible. And when I say he did it everywhere possible, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about valuing your wealth in women. Oh, woo! Don't do that. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. See what happened to Ric Flair. Valuing your wealth in women. He's broke and he's dying and he's like falling apart. Value your wealth. He was not a long-term thinker. He's been pretty lucky, though, because he's like survived plane crashes, and I don't know how many STDs. He obviously must have many, and he's still alive to this day. But it'll catch up with him if you've seen. Oh God! All right, so Poloniex. I linked to all that stuff below. I got to go running like 5 miles pretty soon, man. I'll try to get through this stuff. Try to get through this. It's November, and yeah, we're offended by selling still. Offended by selling your Bitcoin. I'm not offended by selling your Bcash, though, because you're trying to get more Bitcoin with that. All right, I'll be speaking in New Orleans just like this. No doubt quoting Ric Flair all over the place on November 3rd and 4th. That's linked to below, digitalcurrencycon.com. The discount Meister code 20% off Eventbrite link is also below. I hope I'm not skipping anything. Thank you to the person who sent me Litecoin. Someone sent me some Litecoin recently. Thank you very much. It was a couple days ago. I don't check my addresses that often. All my crypto addresses are linked to below if you want to contribute to the show that way. Hey, you can be I say be a freeloader as much as you wanted to because it's awesome. I provide this for free. I mean, if you ever want to, pay for a crypto consultation, it's worth your while too. Email me at adam@trezorhelp.com. But I love giving out this stuff for free. And hey, if you want to contribute, you can contribute. Whatever. But Stephen Mullen is the one who's like, don't freeload, and that's his thing. I'm like, whatever, freeload as much as you want. I know it's all going to come back to me. It's doing this for all this time has been so good to me in so many different ways. Sticking with what I believe in, with the strong hand, with knowing this thing was the future, getting in on it when people were 700 so much, 500, 400, it might go to zeros. and just preaching the same thing over and over again. Strong hand, long-term thinking. I live it, baby. I freaking live it. So I know that living it, it's just going to keep on bringing me good, better and better things and more fun traveling all around. And so, yeah, eat it all up, people. I hope you do well from it. And, we'll hope to meet a lot of you. I have met a lot of you. Okay, we talked about Money Triggs being on the show. That's awesome. And obviously all the guys that are going to be on the show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. in London. And okay, we talked about Whale Panda saying that King of the Trolls was fooled, admitted that he was fooled, and it's interesting. Check out that link below, guys. There's interesting stuff going on over there. Are they going to pull it together before November 15th? Are people going to say this is just a madhouse? I don't care to even get two of these darn things. We shall see. Or is fake Toshi going to be so freaking ridiculous that SV will be worth like nothing? I don't want fake Toshi. We want you to keep pumping that price there, dude. All right. Popcorn people. Watch it. Just hold on to your Bitcoin. Don't buy into this nonsense. So Matt Odell says that Whitaker was just chosen to replace Sessions as U.S. Attorney General. And you know what? I don't care who's the darn U.S. Attorney General, but it's interesting because this guy Whitaker had a tweet from 2012 talking about Bitcoin. So, that's interesting. Maybe it'll get Bitcoin some more notoriety. Again, I put no one on a pedestal, but it is interesting that this guy Whitaker talking about Bitcoin in 2012 on his Twitter. That's before a lot of people were talking about it. All right, so that's an interesting little tidbit. Trezor. Speaking of Trezor, link to below. Use my affiliate links, of course. They have new firmware out. Now, don't rush into anything like this. You don't need it. You can get you can store Monero now. You always have your recovery seed available when you're doing this. Never type in your recovery seed to the computer directly on your keyboard. Be very careful. Again, none of this is essential stuff. I linked to their Trezor firmware update link. Read it yourself. I'm not going to read the whole darn thing to you. You guys can read. And I believe most of you have reading comprehension, and some of you have listening comprehension. Who knows? All right. Hey, you know what? I realized, there are 80%ers who watch this darn show. And I wish you guys could be 20%ers. I'm trying to guide you that way, but you got to be able to listen. You got to be able to listen and comprehend what's going on and understand. All right, so let's celebrate the anniversary of 2X being canceled. Oh, yeah, it's a year ago that 2X totally fell apart. It got canceled. It was a big show. We don't need to review everything, but there was FUD surrounding it. People might remember, it's going to be. Hey, I got to blow my freaking nose. Yeah. What do you want me to do? I had this itch, man. I don't know what. I'm not sick or anything. It's like something's up there. This is live TV for you, man. There's something bothering me up there. Talking about unprofessional, I'm going fake Toshi on you guys right now. I'm not going to start cursing, but I'm going to say pound that like button because my nose is really something's irritating me up there. All right. So let's get through this darn show then. So yeah. What is this? This one dude, the guy 2-bit idiot. And I'm no fan of this dude's. Back a year ago, he says, multiple Bitcoin OG founders are more bullish on Ethereum now than Bitcoin. They think 2X is going to be a S show. I'm not going to say that word. So yeah, at the time, people were like, ooh, will this 2X destroy Bitcoin? It's time to pile into Ethereum again. Flippening. So we've lived through and we all know what happened. 2X went down the tube. And Bitcoin starts going to the moon. Bcash starts going to the moon also. I mean, that was wild. And Bcash actually overtook Ethereum for a little bit there. So no, it was not the flippening. 2X totally failed. We're going to have threats like this again. I don't know in what manner they will come. people like 2-bit idiot who are always looking to pump some altcoin or whatever. They'll look for an excuse. This is the end of Bitcoin. This is why Ethereum's going. This is why Bcash is going to the moon. But so let's look back with a big smile, and that we all learned our lesson. We all had strong hands. We didn't panic around 2x because we held Bitcoin because we wanted to get that 2x crypto dividend. It never came, though. All these jack fools out there were going to pump it up to 5% of a Bitcoin. We were going to get 5% on our freaking money. That's what the futures were saying for 2x. It was going to be 5%. What a time we were living in, that people were going to pay 5% for something that was going to blow up. It was actually technically totally unsound, it turned out. Didn't work out, whatever. If you were like me, if you were like Vention, you had a strong hand. As I see Vention's in there now. You had a strong hand and you didn't give up your Bitcoin because of the 2x threat of a year ago. So we look back with a big smile on our faces and itchy noses. So yeah, it was. What else is there in this darn thing I got to talk about? Yeah, SEC charges Ether Delta founder with operating an unregistered exchange. And Matt Odell correctly says, this is the fate of every centralized project that breaks U.S. Know Your Customer AML regulations and gets too big So yeah, guys, you play around with these dudes. They can eventually get shut down by the United States government. You don't want to store anything there. And you don't want, if you're some genius out there, you don't want to start some centralized company that doesn't follow SEC rules in the United States of America, based in the United States of America, because they will come for you one day. They will come for, hey, the best thing to do is just to buy the Bitcoin. Don't try to use your Bitcoin to start some business that's could be thought of as dealing with securities and that the SEC might want. Decentralize your stuff, people. Decentralize yourself. There are ways of building all sorts of stuff with Bitcoin that it isn't trading Bitcoin and involving U.S. dollars. Avoid the U.S. dollars at all costs, because that's when you're getting into the realm of you're playing on you're playing on their field there. When you're starting businesses that are going back and forth between U.S. dollars and cryptocurrencies, you're going into their land. That's their realm. You're playing with their token, the U.S. dollar. Okay, stick with the Bitcoin and be able to just have your wealth on a Trezor and leave if you need to, if you don't like the United States anymore. R. Rafterman says, and he sends $5 in the super chat. Thank you, dude. Bitcoin is currently the most relevant crypto. Accumulate and hold value your wealth in Bitcoin. Yes, accumulate and hold it and value your wealth in Bitcoin, dude. That is a great reminder. Another great reminder is that the great Andreas Antonopoulos has an awesome video out there, a speech he recently gave, Security versus Complexity, and he talks about the custodial accounts, how people are going to store their money there. It's going to be a honeypot. People don't know how to be their own banks. They don't know how to be their own banks. They're not used to it. We know how to be our own banks, but most people do not. And there's going to need to be an easier solution for those people. And he talks about that. He also talks about the nonsense out there that scares people away from going down the path of being their own bank. He talks about quantum computing hacks, and fears of people like say, well, how about if a quantum computer hacked my Trezor? Okay. There's me wiping my nose because I just got some, like a hair is probably hanging out of it or something. Anyway, yeah, he talks, guys, quantum computers aren't going to hack your freaking Trezor. Don't let that scare you away from being your own freaking bank. Okay. He said, he gives an analogy of how about if you read a bunch of you're not a pilot, okay? You're not a pilot. You're not an airplane pilot. You fly on planes, though. And to get from Florida to Maryland, that's your fastest way. But you start reading all the technical things that can go wrong with a plane, okay? Very complex stuff that had brought down other planes. And you get freaked out and you take your car. And you drive your car from Miami to Baltimore. And you get in a car accident because you're more likely to get in a car accident. And it takes you longer anyway. And it's ridiculous. Don't worry about the things that are not going to happen. Don't get distracted by that stuff, because you're going to go down a path. You're going to go down a path where you're going to get into a situation where something bad is going to happen. happen. So watch his video. He does a much better job of explaining it than I do. Hey, remember all these people about the Bcash fork? There's also Bstash that's forking off of Bcash. I don't know. I haven't heard about that for a while. No, I actually retweeted. I know ForkDrop.io. Excuse me, I did hear about it. ForkDrop.io has something about them. So go to ForkDrop.io if you want to get your Bstash on November 15th also. I think it's hilarious. Who knows how many forks of Bcash are going to, crypto dividends of Bcash are going to come up out of that. All right, that's all I got to say for today. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Benjamin McTow just sent $5 though, and I thank him very much for that $5. He says, during the Bit 148 rebellion, we were going to refuse to propagate any non-SegWit block. We finally got sick of the miners dragging their feet. We won. Guess what, Vention? We did, but 99% of the people in Bitcoin have no idea what you just said. And that is what Andreas is trying to say here. All these complexities that we throw out there that are very entertaining and everything, it actually scares people away. And like, they'll be like, I'll just store my stuff at Coinbase. Like a comment like that, they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to buy some stuff at Coinbase. Whatever Vention just said, going to buy some stuff at Coinbase, and it'll be stuff. It'll be Ethereum. It'll be everything. No, it's very true. The user activated software. I mean, all these things that happened in the past, they're in the past. Great for the people who were around then, and there's going to be stuff like this in the future. This is all you need to know if you're a newbie. And you don't need to, and you don't want to hear about 148s and all the and 2x's and all this stuff. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. It ain't going anywhere. And since it's not going anywhere, you got to know how to store it properly. It is your future savings account. Pound that like button, and see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. New York City time. Bye-bye.